So, when you hear the brand JVC Kenwood, obviously that incorporates JVC and Kenwood, which we all know because of their rich history and their offering in the source unit category. But what you may not know is that they're really a complete solution type of brand, or brands in this case. And in this first session with JVC Kenwood, we're going to explore and maybe expose a couple nuggets within the lineup that you might not be aware of. But to do that, of course, I'm going to have our specialist coming in from JVC Kenwood, and that is none other than their national sales manager for the automotive division, Mr. Glenn Schwackhammer. Mr. Glenn.
How you doing?
Dude, this is my first official welcome to you to our live platform here with CMA during Industry Week.
Well, thank you. We're really excited to do this, really excited to join. It's beautiful out. Spring is here. It's going to be a great year.
It's going to be a fantastic year, definitely better than the last. But, in the car audio world, this is it. Like, the timing is now. People are starting to get itchy, right? People want to start playing with their cars. And Absolutely. Really, this session, we're going to explore, like I said in the beginning here, maybe a couple items that our audience, which are the Canadian dealers, might not be aware of.
Absolutely. I mean, our segment is car audio products, just hold the audio. And I mean, that's exactly it. We're looking at some safety products with dash cams, and we're also going to look at a totally new segment for us. Not something you traditionally think about when you think about JVC or Kenwood products, but air purification. I mean, let's face it, this is a big deal. It's a big category for what everyone's going through in the world and within this country right now. So it's something unique
and relevant.
That we offer.
Totally relevant right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So from what I understand, you and your team have been hard at work preparing some presentations that we're gonna go to, and then we're gonna come back and be able to dive a little bit deeper, maybe get a chance to ask some questions. And how about we start with that and get into it right away?
Let's go.
All right.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Glenn Schwackhammer. I'm the National Sales Manager for the Automotive Division here at JVC Kenwood, Canada. With me today is Rory Butler, our Technical Support and Product Training Assistant Manager.
Thanks, Glenn. I'd like to also welcome everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Let's have some fun.
Indeed. So, Rory, this segment is about car audio products, but it's titled Just Hold the Audio. Man, I'm confused. You're an audiophile, and listen, we wake up every day with the goal of selling and supporting the best audio products for vehicles. So what's this segment all about?
Well, this segment's about two categories that our dealers may not know much about, or perhaps don't even offer. First up, we're going to talk about something that's on everybody's minds today, is air purification.
Indeed we are. So we're going to showcase the JVC GA100 air purifier. Rory, show us the features.
Well, the motion activated controls on the top of the unit will let it go from off, low, and high simply by using a motion of your hand towards the top of the unit. The high-speed fan built in traps the dirty air into a 3-stage HEPA filter. The unit releases negative icons which help deodorize unpleasant smells. We know we all have those around our house. Classy black aluminum body that fits into a cup holder and comes with the dual USB power and dual USB card charger. Now, when I say, around the house, we can use this unit anywhere.
For sure. So if we look at the supplied power cord, it has a standard USB on the one end and the power plug or power connection on the other end. Also provided for the vehicle is a dual USB 12-volt socket. All right, so tell everyone some examples of where this product can be used.
Well, this can be used in a large vehicle like a seven-passenger SUV, small bedroom, dorm, home office, anywhere that you feel that you need some sanitization as far as cleaner air. So it comes with the USB as you've mentioned there, but this USB can be plugged in anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be into the 12-volt plug. You can plug it into our computer or wherever else. So very, very versatile unit.
So let's face it, a lot of us are working from home. A lot of us have set up home offices just like you and I are doing right now. personally, I'm actually running this in my home office, and I have a lot of electronics. I have the dual monitor setup, speakers, lights, laptop. And what I've noticed actually by running it every day is a reduction of dust on all the surfaces. So, Rory, let's break into the HEPA filter, and let's address the question that I know you get often, and that is this a product that can prevent, reduce, or eliminate COVID?
Simply put, no. Okay. An N95 mask is the effective way to remove the inhalable particles that are 0.1 microns or larger. So COVID particles are said to be 0.12 microns. Okay. Our purifier can catch pollen and dust up to 2.5 microns or larger. So, it doesn't really, go towards the COVID, but as far as particles and dust and pollen, yes. Okay. So it works very, very well. And I too use it in my home office. My wife says she can tolerate my smell a little better. So it does work.
All right. So how often are we replacing this HEPA filter?
Well, if you're using it a lot in a high dust area or even a smoker in the house, I would probably change it every 3 months. But, by the manual, every 6 months.
Okay. So, Rory, you talk to dealers and consumers on a daily basis. What's some of the feedback you received about this product?
Well, the feedback we get that, I've had one customer speak about his sleep. Okay, he gets better sleep by using it. He woke up in the morning feeling better. He was breathing clearly because the air in the room was cleaner. And also, I've received some comments from cab drivers, share ride owners. The customers were commenting that it smells nice in here. So, when you've got people getting in and out of your vehicle all the time, by having this to deodorize the vehicle, very, very beneficial.
I think so too. It's a pretty cool unit. I also think there's some good potential for our dealers if they display it and demonstrate it in store. I also believe our dealers can take it to their communities and go, into a new or used car dealership and show off the benefits of it. Again, you mentioned the ride share and cab companies. So again, a big benefit for that industry. And let's face it, ever since COVID happened, food delivery services, that's expanded massively. So Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, companies like that. Could you imagine the amount of different places that those people are going to go in one single day, and all the different smells are going to be found in a vehicle after their shift's over? So really cool product. So Rory, what's our next topic? The one where we don't actually talk about audio products?
I know what it is. The rapidly growing category, dash cams.
Of course, right. So dash cams, this is where you get the footage of the planes falling out of the sky and wheels falling off vehicles and rolling down the highway, and people, doing insurance fraud, throwing themselves on the hood of the vehicle. That's what we're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah, I love that part. I've seen those, and those videos are great, where the guy just flies out over top of the hood, and lots of money comes in afterwards too.
It is pretty cool, especially there's a ton of them on YouTube that you can watch and some pretty interesting stuff. But listen, on a serious note, you had a bad accident a few years back, and could you share your experience of what happened and also why the dash cam was actually beneficial to you?
Well, I cringe every time I think about this because it was kind of a different accident. It was just outside of Burlington on the 403 heading towards work. And I noticed the car in front of me, and we got a video we'll show in a few minutes here. The car in front of me was slowing down, and then I could see that his brake lights came on and he stopped. So of course I slowed right down, stopped probably about 10 feet from his bumper, looked in my rear view mirror and went, this is going to leave a mark. The vehicle behind me was not even slowing down, and the vehicle behind him, and so on. And they crashed right into the back of me, which drove me into the car up front. But the beauty of this was I sent the video to my insurance company that day, and the adjuster immediately said, okay, your deductible is waived. So the benefit to that was I wasn't at fault because she said she had the film and I wasn't at fault. So are these cameras important? Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So basically, you sent the footage. It proved that you're innocent. They totally understood it and instantly waived your deductible. That's pretty neat. All
Absolutely.
right. So in this segment, we're going to talk about our integrated dash cams from Kenwood. This is the integrated dash cam for our multimedia units. We're also going to talk about our soon-to-be launched price-conscious JVC dash cam. And finally, we'll talk about our premium lineup of Kenwood dash cams. So first up is the DRV N520, which is what we call the integrated series, and it's compatible with select Kenwood multimedia head units. So Rory, take us through some of the features.
Well, the DRV N520 is a power-packed dash cam. It has full HD, 2304 by 1296, or 3 million pixels of resolution. Believe me, there's 3 million, I've counted them. The control setup and playback, all from a wide selection of our Kenwood touchscreens. No built-in screen, giving it a slim mounting profile and won't obstruct the driver's view. HDR is high dynamic range. Records clear features in the dark or a well-lit area without over or underexposing the image. It has a built-in parked vehicle incident recorder, I should say. Forward collision warning, departure delay warning, and it comes with an 8 gigabyte card, but you can put up to a 32 gigabyte. Requires professional installation. Now, the reason why we say professional installation is there are some connections that need to be made in the car correctly. So.
Yeah, so for sure. So just touching on a few points that you made, that requires professional installation. Most dash cams that are sold, or even the dash cams that we sell, will come with this cigarette lighter style power plug. So you can suction cup it or 3M tape it to the windshield and simply plug in your cigarette lighter adapter. Pretty straightforward. Wire management, you see a lot of people with the wires kind of strung across the dash, not very professional looking, not very safe. But this unit, because of its slimline profile and hardwired wiring capability, that's all that it comes with. So you're gonna, mount this somewhere behind the mirror. It's not going to obstruct the driver's view, as you mentioned. And then obviously the wire is going to have to be run down the A-pillar and into the dash and connect it to the Kenwood product. The other thing I'd like to touch on is the forward collision warning. So what this will do is, in the event that you're driving down the highway and you're getting too close to a vehicle, it's going to give you a beep or a warning from the screen. So you'll get an audible warning and a visual warning right on the Kenwood screen. It's a pretty cool feature. The thing I like the most is the departure delay warning. Now, what this does is, in the event that, let's say you're using your phone, texting, checking an email, doing the stuff that you shouldn't be doing in a vehicle while you're stopped at a traffic light, and the light goes green. Well, what happens? The guy behind you is honking his horn, telling you to get going. With departure delay, as soon as the vehicle moves forward, you'll notice that you'll get a beep indicating that, hey, it's time to stop, playing with your phone and wake up and start driving. So departure delay warning, pretty cool feature. All right, Rory, so the most common question we get from our dealers is, how do they know which Kenwood multimedia unit that this DRV N520 works with?
Well, that's pretty easy. Any current product with wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto will function. And all of our current navigation units will also take the DRV N520.
Awesome. Pretty straightforward. So next up is our price point conscious JVC KV-DR305W dash cam. This is scheduled to launch in June, and in fact, this particular unit that I'm holding up here is the only one in Canada.
So I can verify that. It is the only one in Canada.
Rory, take us through the features.
Well, the features of this unit here is power packed again, as I say. Full HD, 1920 by 1080 or 2 million pixels of resolution. Again, I did count this. It was only 2 million instead
I don't
of
think you can count that high. Come on.
I used every finger and toe. It has the Wi-Fi smartphone link, wide dynamic range, WDR, and 16 gigabyte SD card, but is upgradable by yourself to up to a 32 gigabyte card.
Yeah, so that 16 gigabyte SD card comes included in the box. So you talked about, HDR or high dynamic range with the Kenwood integrated piece. What is wide dynamic range?
Okay, wide dynamic range is JVC's version of the HDR, where it has the ability to record clear features in dark and well-lit areas without over or underexposing the image.
Very cool. So you also mentioned that there's a Wi-Fi smartphone link. What's the benefit of the smartphone link?
Well, the benefit of that is the fact that we do not have to take our SD card out of the unit. We can leave that right in the unit, review, edit, and share the recorded files directly from my phone. So I don't have to take that card out, take it into the house, plug it into my computer, and see that. I can do that all from my phone and choose at that point whether I want to remove the card and save it for future.
Yeah, I think that's a cool feature because I don't know if you've experienced this before, but I've personally taken the SD card out, forgot it in my laptop the next morning, left it in my laptop, and I didn't have an SD card in my vehicle the next morning.
Yep.
Or just lost it somewhere in the house. So, leaving it there in the unit and having that ability to download and transfer the files to your smartphone to be able to review the recording, edit the recording, and then share the recording. You can post something that you saw that's super cool. Like, again, the plane falling from the sky, or
absolutely,
that wheel rolling down the road. You can share the social media pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to look at the Kenwood series of dash cams, and that we offer 3 different versions. There's the DRV A301W, which is a forward-facing dash cam. We also have the DRV A501 WDP and the DRV A601 WDP, which are dual camera versions. So Rory, take us through some of the key common features of the Kenwood DRV-A series cameras.
Well, all the cameras, they all share a key common feature. They all have a magnetic quick release with 2 windshield mounting options, one being the 3M tape and the other being a suction cup mount. They all have Wi-Fi smartphone link. They all have HDR, high dynamic range, and they all have a super capacitor. 256 gigabyte SD card max compatibility, and 12 volt socket is included. Okay, parking mode recording hardware kit.
So Rory, you touched on a few features here. The first one was the magnetic quick release with 2 windshield mount options. So I'm just going to show that in detail. So here is the magnetic quick release. And you can see the dash cam itself, and it just simply connects like so. So you can actually remove the dash cam from a vehicle with ease. It automatically centers and makes the connection. So in this particular case, with the 301W, you'll actually put the power cord into the quick release that stays stationary on the windshield, and you can simply remove or reinstall the dash cam with ease. What you'll also notice is it comes with 2 windshield mounting options. So the first is the standard suction cup, and the second is the 3M adhesive tape version. The other thing that you mentioned was the super capacitor. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, the super capacitor has the ability to retain power, obviously, as a capacitor. And what will happen in this case here is if you have lost your power from your camera, say from an accident up front, the cameras went flying off the windshield and it's lost its power, this is going to allow the recording to safely turn off and shut down without losing that previous recording.
Pretty cool. All right, so the other thing you talked about was the 12 volt socket style power cord. So that's what it looks like. Plugs into your 12 volt cigarette lighter style socket and has the micro USB into it. All right, Rory, so you've taken us through the common features that these dash cams have, but please explain to us what are the step-up features for each of the cameras.
Well, when we go to the DRV A301W, it gives us a full HD, a 1920 by 1080 or 2 million pixels. Again, yeah, there's 2 million pixels. 16 gigabyte SD card is included, and it has the 2.7 inch screen with tactile buttons. Then when we step up to the DRV A501 WDP, this is a big, huge step up. We go to the wide quad HD, which will give us 1920 by 1080 or 2 million pixels front and rear. So now we have a front and rear camera that'll give us high HD. Dual camera input, obviously, because that's our front and our rear. Rear camera can record image through the rear window. So we don't have to have this camera on the outside of the vehicle. And it does come with a polarized filter. And it steps up to the 3-inch touch panel control. So
Rick, just before you go on there, I want to back up a step here. You know, you're mentioning it's a dual camera system, that it has the ability to record the rear image from out the window of the vehicle. So, you know, seeing anything behind the vehicle, recording anything behind the vehicle. But the other thing I think we should touch on is the fact that this can be mounted inside the vehicle. Again, if we want to go back to the rideshare cab example, if you want to film what's going on in the vehicle, you can actually mount this to the front windshield on the inside, obviously, but facing the interior. So you can capture what's happening inside the cabin of the vehicle itself and add some protection.
Correct. Now, you know, some people would have to be very careful of that because they wouldn't be able to text and drive any longer because it would actually record them texting and driving. So something you'd have to be careful of. But nobody in JVC Kenwood would do anything like that. You know, we all follow the rules. So
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
So then when we step up to our absolutely best flagship model, the DRV A601 WDP, this gives us Ultra HD, 2560 by 1440 or 3.7 million pixels front and rear. So now we have double the amount of pixels that we have in the 301 and the 501. So it's going to give us a much better picture and playback. Also comes with a 64 gigabyte SD card, which is included, but those can be upgraded to 256. So we don't have to worry about changing that card out daily.
Yeah, so the other thing too, again, you mentioned this on the DRV A501 WDP, was the polarized filter is included. This unit also has the polarized filter included. And you know, basically it's a cap that's going to go over top of the lens. Yes. And really the benefit of that, if you're trying to take, you know, the best scenic images, you're going through the mountains on a holiday, as an example, what the polarized filter is going to do is reduce a lot of that glare. So it's going to give you the best and most crisp image.
And I like how you touched on going on vacation. This really becomes the eyes on the road. No, and really, like, yeah.
Oh, I thought you just wanted a vacation here.
Well, we were trying for that too, but you know, lockdown, we can't really do anything. So, but you know, as far as it's a second set of eyes on the road, you know, that we can't have any other way. So, you know, drive cameras have become more important than anything this day and age.
Yeah, I think to sum it up, it's personal protection.
Sure.
You know, I've seen people driving down the road. You know, you could see the road rage happening, and you know, you can actually see people pointing to their dash cam, like basically saying, "Hey, man, you know, I got protection here. I'm recording you. You might want to think twice about what you're doing here."
That's right. That's right.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm pointing to my I'm pointing to my webcam. See, I got a webcam, man.
Don't mess with you.
Listen, we that was tight. We literally have 2 minutes, but I just wanted to touch on three really important points from a dealer perspective after watching the very well put together video. Number one, with the current environment, literally the environment, I think that air freshener thing, at first when I heard about it, I was like, what? But now after I see that, I'm like, yo, totally get it. And it's an easy item to add to your display in your store or on your counter, and it just makes sense, right? So that
really is
about that. And if you have the HEPA filters, I think that would be probably a plus to have in inventory as well. The other thing, the array of dash cams that you have, obviously I'm particular about the higher end one with the Ultra HD, but the mounting options, in particular the magnetic mounting option, I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to leave you 30 seconds to round out this category for you guys.
Yeah, it's something unique. right back to the segment title, hold the audio. We're just known for audio products. You say Kenwood or JVC, you think radios, you think in-dash experience. This is more selling opportunities for our dealers to go after different segments, and to provide safety solutions. Really, this is what it's all about. These are safety products. Hopefully they can, for the most part, do the installation. But if not, it is a plug and play solution for consumers to buy it off their shelves and run with it.
Awesome, Glenn. Thank you so much for the effort in that. We'll be back for session 2 when we talk about, we're going to go off the trails here because we're going to get into, everything that has to do with off-road and marine and everything else. So thank you, Glenn.
Awesome. Thank you.
There you have it, guys. JVC Kenwood. Hold the audio because we got air fresheners and dash cams in the house. I'm your host, Ben Wu, for this session. We'll be back. Until next time we connect.